Alright, let's pause the game, open up this map so that we have something to look at, and let me get back to reading this this press release for Haunted Chocolatier. Yeah, so announcing my new game. Hi everyone, after dedicating 10 years of my life to Stardew Valley and counting, the time has come to announce my next game. It's called Concerned Ape's Haunted Chocolatier. So again, I mentioned why that's interesting, that he's included his own name as part of the title of the game. It's essentially it comes down to branding. Why chocolate? I'm not sure. It kind of just came to me. I think sometimes the best ideas just appear in a flash, instead of being cleverly thought out. That's how I like to work anyways. What's important is the execution, and after 10 years of practice, so he's effectively called making Stardew Valley 10 years of practice, I feel more confident than ever in being able to bring an idea to life. Regardless, I think a lot of people like chocolate. Going back to that previous point, though, it's maybe not. It's not that he considers Stardew Valley a game that was just practice, but practice in the sense that this is his practice, like how a doctor, his practice is being a doctor, right? Maybe that's kind of what he meant. Yes, regardless, I think a lot of people like chocolate. In Stardew Valley, the focus was more humble, living off the land, growing food, and connecting to the people and nature around you. However, with my next game, I want to explore more fantastical possibilities, experiences that take you beyond the ordinary. That's where magical haunted ghost chocolate comes in, which is great, fine by me. I like fantasy stuff, and chocolate and ghosts seems like a perfect, if not weird, combination. Chocolate represents that which is delightful. The haunted castle represents the allure of the unknown. The ghosts represent the imprint of the past. All of these things are important. However, don't think for a moment that because the game features ghosts in a haunted castle, it is an evil or negative game. On the contrary, I intend for this game to be positive, uplifting, and life affirming. That's really cool. I mean, I love games that are chill and relax and calming, but on top of that, Stardew Valley is a very positive, life affirming game. I've played this game in times when things were not super great, and it was just a nice place to come to escape from that kind of stuff and just be in a positive atmosphere, and then it would make me think about how I should approach real life, so I think that's great. However, if Stardew Valley mostly channeled the energy of the sun, Haunted Chocolatier challenges the energy of the moon. Both are vital. That's really cool. That's a really interesting nugget of information right there. And it amusingly, between the two games that I'm kind of going between often, I'm playing Bloodborne a lot, and I play Stardew Valley, frequently on this channel. Bloodborne is a game that focuses on the moon and the power of the moon, and From Software's previous games, Dark Souls, focuses on the sun. So it's kind of funny how that works out. More important than all that, I just want to make a fun game. Now, you might be scratching your head, wondering exactly what type of game this is. I'm not sure how to best describe it. It's evolving organically as I develop it, so I'm not sure where it will go. But at its core, the gameplay loop involves gathering ingredients, making chocolate, and running a chocolate shop. Of course, there's a lot more to the game than that, but I don't want to get too deep into this at this early stage, partly because I don't want to be tied down to any particular concept of what the game is. So that makes it sound like it's still fairly early on. He's still kind of coming to terms with the overall shape of the game, I guess. So far, I've been having fun working on this game. There are so many possibilities. With Stardew Valley, I felt somewhat constrained because I was working within an established tradition. And by that, I'm guessing that he means he's kind of working in the mode of a Harvest Moon type game, right? I don't regret that at all, but there's always been a part of me that wanted to go unleashed. I believe this will be a good opportunity, but I haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet. I've been mostly working on the meat and potatoes of the game so far, but what really brings A game to life is the spice, the sauce. I haven't really gotten to the sauce yet. That's coming. Anyways, this is all largely talk at this point. While the video I put together may look like a game, like the game is at an advanced stage of development, there is still a ton of stuff to do. And the way I work, things often don't come together until the final moments. I tend to work with a vertical slice approach, and so it's easy to put something together that looks like a finished game. But there's a ton of content that I still need to make, so please understand that it will be a while before this game is done. I'm going to be working on it as much as I can, though. Thanks for reading this. Thanks for reading all of this. Ape, Concerned Ape. So, yeah, that's the initial press release that came with the launch of the trailer of Haunted Chocolatier. I'll read the FAQ in a sec. Let's see here. Goro, you were just thinking of chocolate? Okay. Let's finish this up and read the FAQ. What is Concerned Ape's Haunted Chocolatier? It's an RPG simulation game currently in development. In this game, you'll play as a chocolatier living in a haunted castle. In order to thrive in your new role, you will have to gather rare ingredients, make delicious chocolates, and sell them in a chocolate shop. There's a lot more to the game than that, but it's still in early development, so I don't want to go too deep into it right now. Who's making the game? Haunted Chocolatier is being developed by Eric Baroni, aka Concerned Ape, the creator of Stardew Valley. And then it says in brackets, so far I've been working alone on this game, and I have no plans to get anyone else involved at this time. That's actually really interesting. However, when it's close to being done, I will most likely get help for console ports and localizations. I will also be self-publishing this game. So I was actually thinking that maybe he'd bring in a small team to work on it with him, because at this point, he has mentioned in the past that Stardew Valley has a small team that works on it now. And he was originally developing the game himself. But of course, now that there's it's on so many platforms, like it's on iOS, it's on Android, it's on the Switch, PC, blah blah blah. Like, that's just a lot of platforms that you need to keep organized and make sure all the updates are coming out properly, blah blah blah. So I thought maybe some of those people would move on and help with this game, but that is not the case. When does it come out? I can't commit to a release date yet. It's still relatively early in development, and I want to be able to work in peace without the pressure of a release date or even an estimated release date. So that's the benefit of having your first game become a gigantic, huge success. That's Stardew Valley is. He doesn't really have to worry too much about getting the next game out on time and having that make money for him, because this game right here continues to make money for him. So he's fine in that regard. Much like Undertale as well, right? Toby Fox. Undertale was and continues to be a gigantic hit that he can take his sweet time with Deltarune, and he has been taking his time with Deltarune. Does it take place in the world of Stardew Valley? I'm not ready to reveal anything like that just yet. So I'm pretty sure that, as I mentioned previously in another interview like a year ago, he did say that the next game he was working on took place in the same setting as Stardew Valley, which is to say, not like the geographical location, but the same, like, cinematic universe, if you want to call it. And as much as Stardew Valley looks like a very simplistic game, and the setting is very it is what it is, there's a lot kind of going on underneath the surface that I think would lend itself to another aspect of the world and stuff. As he said, Stardew is about the sun, and Haunted Chocolatier is going to be about the moon. Is the gameplay similar to Stardew Valley? In some ways, yes, but in many ways, no. Like Stardew, Haunted Chocolatier is another town game where you move to a new town and try your hand at a new way of living. You'll get to know the townspeople, achieve your goals, and make progress in many ways. All of that is similar to Stardew Valley, however, the core gameplay and theming are quite different. Haunted Chocolatier is more of an action RPG compared to Stardew Valley, and instead of farming being the local focal point of your endeavors, it's a chocolate shop. So yeah, that's where he says that it's more action oriented. And from the trailer, it still looks very similar to Stardew in terms of like the action, and I'm hoping that as we see more of this game, we'll see how the combat and stuff has evolved. Are there going to be charged attacks? Are there going to be different kinds of weapons? Will you have magic spells? Blah blah blah. How long has it been in development? I started working on this game a little over 1 year ago. Since then, I've been working on it mostly in the evenings and weekends because I'm still actively working on Stardew. It's actually not the first or only new project I've been working on, but it's the one that I believe I will finish first. That's interesting too. So he's got other things going on. Is it multiplayer? No. It's currently just single player. I have no current plans to make it multiplayer. What platforms will it come out on? The only platform I'm 100% certain is PC. However, I have every intention of bringing it to other major platforms as well. What languages will it have? The only language I know for sure is English. That being said, I intend to localize to other languages. Not even close to doing that yet, and I don't want to put the cart before the horse, so to speak. Is it the same engine as Stardew? No. It's a new engine written in C/monogram. However, there are some areas where I can reuse code from Stardew Valley, so that is nice. And that's it. That's all we know about Haunted Chocolatier. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a really interesting game from what we've seen. The presentation still looks very close to what we see in Stardew Valley. Even the way the guy walks and the overall, graphics and stuff. But I'm just interested in meeting the characters. There's all sorts of new characters, and they're all new characters in Haunted Chocolatier, and just having another cool, chill game to play, I guess. But yeah, that's about it for all the information that we know about Haunted Chocolatier. What are your thoughts about it? Let me know in the comments below. All right.